So here we are. Someone asked for an update on my poor little greenhouse out here. Since my March 1st video, we got more snow, believe it or not. And there's my greenhouse. Now I mentioned in my, well, either my petunias with seed starting video or my update on my sweet potato vine. Now I may jiggle a little bit. I'm walking on very slippery path here. That's uneven, and so I may slip a little bit. Anyways, I mentioned that all of this heavy snow, which no greenhouse like this is built to withstand, it's starting to pull it apart by the seams. You can even see up there, I think, a hole in the roof panel being pulled loose. But anyways, so my poor little garden house is really getting beat to a pulp, and I'm hoping that it holds together and we can repair it, but you know, I'm asking a lot of it. So here is a lot of snow came off our deck, so this was a path, so I'm going to have to try and traipse through this to get to my greenhouse. So forgive any jiggliness, please, because this is quite deep. Now we are expecting it to start raining this afternoon, and it's going to start melting the snow quite rapidly, which is a blessing and a curse. Let me show you my chicken pen really quick. Over there's my girls. I need to get in there and defrost their water and clean it up. If you can see over there, I don't know if you can see it, but over there is what remains of my neighbor's deck that ripped off his house. So it's laying on the ground. So I'm going to pull this door open. It looks like it might be a little bit blocked, so it might be a little noisy. And I may have to kick some snow out of the way. Okay. So here we go. Going inside. And I'll show you where it's starting to be pulled apart. You see right there's a gap, and the screw that holds the roof panel or the roof member to the wall is pulling apart. And let me see if I can point you up here slowly so you can get a visual. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go overhead, and you can see the gap. You see the gap there that's being pulled where the panel is being pulled off, and then on this side too. So as I said, this poor little thing is not made to handle this kind of weight, etc. And over here, that's where the hole where the bear broke through. And I don't know if you can notice it, but this is bowing now. This cross member here is bowing completely. So it's just barely hanging in there. Now I have meant to do, and I will do eventually, an entire post. I'll show you what this greenhouse, garden house looked like when I first got it, when we erected it. I have loved this thing. I have had it 20 years, and it has been through numerous taken apart, putting together. Used it for a chicken house briefly when we lived in Idaho, because I didn't have anything to put them in. And so, and that place had a insulated greenhouse that I used for greenhouse things. So this was made into a chicken house temporarily. There's my gimbal, not gimbal, but tripod where I video from. But anyways, so this also got blew apart in a tornado, and I had to hunt down the pieces across 20 acres of tall grass, prairie grass, and then it was moved back here when we moved back. Bears have busted in it, all kinds of things. So this thing has been through the mill. I'm trying to squeeze out the door again here. And it has held up just great. I've been impressed. I've always loved this. This is the Sunshine. Let me turn around here so I can get back up here. Turn around so you can see it. Sorry if I'm super jiggly, but you can see the panel breaking through there. The Sunshine Garden House. Why Sunshine Garden House? This one is no, not 16. This is the 8 by 12. And I have loved it, been impressed with how well it has held up with the absolute torturous behavior we have put it through. And I still love it to this day. In fact, I was pricing getting a new one just because my husband takes a look at all the repairs needing done. He says, you know what, it might just be easier to buy a new one. And I would go back with this brand. I think they have a YouTube channel on putting these together. They're made in the U.S. The wood pieces are redwood. The panels are easy to replace if you need them. I haven't needed to. Last year was the first year we started putting in new panels. Very simple to do. And I think the total for the panels we needed was like $400. So really that was an inexpensive fix. I mean, the roof panels, if you notice, let me point you up. There's lots of tall trees, and the limbs of these trees collect snow when it's snowing, and then they release them in huge, what we call bombs. And they're heavy and icy, and it's like throwing a huge boulder on top of your greenhouse. And that's why we add this plastic layer. It adds like a little bit of, I don't know, a springy area that those snow bombs then will not punch out the roof panels. And it really helps during that, because these weren't made to have big snow bombs or rocks, you know, falling out of the sky. I'm going to move here on it, and that helps it to survive those. So there's my studio cottage over there, and my poor secret cottage garden back here, and the veggie garden down there. So anyways, that is the update on my little greenhouse and what it's been through and why I love it so much. Now, if this was glass, I have a friend who had a glass one. Had is the operative word, and it shattered because of the snow bombs falling on it. And it was tempered glass, all of that. So you really need to think about where you're putting it, what kind of conditions you have if you get a greenhouse, and when you weigh the comparisons between glass and these panels, these insulated, they look like little waffle board inside. I don't know what you call it, but anyways, they come in sheets and they fit right into the slots. This is the wood structure of this. But I was saying, you really need to weigh that glass. Now the glass also would be much more expensive. We were pricing what a glass one would be compared to this one, and they were like twice the cost. So anyways, there you have it. My greenhouse update in this heavy, heavy snow. Now in a couple days, I'll come back and share how much the rain has melted off here. And we will see.